You know what I mean?
Look at that. There it is. Very nice. Look at this. Blew the arrow apart.
Yeah, that's
Flatten the tip of the arrow. Look at the tip of the broadhead. That's impressive.
This is Mind for Survival with your host, Brian Duff.
Hey everybody, Brian Duff here, and I am so stoked to be back. This is a great episode that you just saw on Rogan where he had Elon Musk on, and they're talking about the Cybertruck. And in my opinion, and I know this might be controversial to what some preparedness people think, but the Cybertruck is a great option for a daily driver if you live in an urban area and you're not driving over 500 miles, because that's what the limitations on the range of it are, and as a bug out vehicle. And as we're going to see here in just a second, primarily because it is bullet resistant, and as Joe Rogan showed there in the intro, arrow resistant too. So let's go ahead and look at this video clip of Rogan and Elon Musk talking about the Cybertruck.
Trucks are supposed to be tough, right?
Yeah.
So, is your truck bulletproof?
No, mine's definitely not.
Exactly.
And if I shot mine with my bow, it'd go right through it. 100%.
Yes.
100%.
So, if you shoot any normal car, unlike in the movies where people hide behind car doors, a car door is basically a very thin, mild steel. If you shoot a gun at it through like a regular truck, it'll go through both doors. So, you can't hide behind a car door like they do in the movies. You know, way back in the day, dating myself, but the A-Team where they would there'd be like bullets flying everywhere and they'd be hiding behind the car door.
Right.
That doesn't work. But it does in the Cybertruck.
So there you have it. Elon Musk talking about how his Cybertruck, which is made of stainless steel, right, is bullet resistant. Elsewhere in the video, he talks about part of what the promo is going to be for it is he's going to empty a Tommy gun, right, into a shooting 45 caliber rounds, like 9 rounds from a 1911, but through a Tommy gun, right? He's going to empty 50 rounds into the side of that, and none of those penetrate, right? So it has the windows on it are ballistic rated windows to some level. Again, I think this is what he's using as a beta test if he ever gets to Mars, as a sort of a rover technology for Mars to protect the people, the astronauts or whatever, the new Martians, American or U.S. Martians that are landing in on Mars. But it's designed to be bullet resistant. And what more do you need, in a lot of ways, if the world goes to heck in a handbasket? I mean, I have my truck, and if you go over to mindforsurvival.com, you can look at L-shaped fuel tank. I have a 21 GMC crew cab dually with a 100-gallon transfer tank in the back that's direct plumbed into my fuel tank. So when it's full of diesel, I have 138 gallons of diesel, and depending on how fast I'm driving and if I'm towing anything and what my load is, I can get up to a little bit over 2,000 miles without having to stop to fill up, which is great. What does that allow me to do? It allows me not to interact with people, allows me not to have to go to a gas station, or in the event that something bad does happen and gas stations don't have power to man the pumps and what have you, it helps me avoid all that nonsense. And it decreases my time on the road because, think about it. If you do a road trip somewhere, you go stop at a gas station, getting off the highway, getting into the pumps and all that, you're looking at 20 minutes every time you stop, probably minimum, for getting on the road. So the idea behind the Cybertruck, I think takes that to a next level. Now, the Cybertruck's range, I believe, is as you see here down here at the bottom, the Cybertruck's range is 500 miles is what's going to be the longest range. And I know there's a lot of talk out there that when it comes to electric vehicles, they're limited by range. Well, I think 500 miles is a range that a lot of people can fit into their preparedness plans, right? If you think about it, if you're in town when things happen and things go south, right? You're at work somewhere and your goal is to get back home. You don't live 500 miles from your place of work. Well, now you have a ballistically resistant vehicle that can get that 500 miles, can get you back home without having to necessarily worry about what's happening. Likewise, if you have some sort of vacation home, bug out location, friends that live out in the country or friends that live a ways away from you, as long as they're under 500 miles and you keep your vehicle charged up, you should be able to get there. And again, you have ballistic protection. My truck, as far as it can go, it doesn't have ballistic protection. And Elon Musk is exactly right. Rounds will come screaming, especially if you're shooting, anybody shooting like a 7.62, anybody shooting AKs and stuff like that. Those rounds are going straight through those vehicles, right? And if you're on the inside of that, you're going to get stitched up. I mean, I drove around Iraq when I first got there, and we had kit cars. It was like armor that was bolted on and inside of the cars, and you drove around with your legs and your lower body half mostly exposed, and you're just waiting for those rounds to come through. So I think it's the Cybertruck. I think it's for the right circumstances, for the person in the right circumstances. The Cybertruck will be a great opportunity to up your preparedness game. Again, gives you 500 miles of bullet-resistant protection. It's about the size. I think it's bigger than an F-150, but it has a pretty good carrying capacity in the back. That likewise is it covers it with a stainless steel deck that it comes down. And I know on some of the Teslas that they have total environmental sealing off, where you can it puts positive pressure into it and it filters all the air. So you also have air filtration in these things. Again, this is the bug out vehicle that you're going to want. Now, I know that when people talk about energy and they say, well, electric vehicles are, they're charged up by electricity made from coal or electricity made from oil products and all that. You're right. I'm not thinking about it environmentally. I'm thinking out purely as a bug out vehicle. And if I was you, if I was other people, I would think about taking a look at the Cybertruck as an option, if you have that in your means, as an option for your preparedness plan and your preparedness moving forward. So with that, everybody, hey, thanks a lot for watching. And as always, stay safe, secure, and prepared. And never forget, you are just one prep away from being better prepared. Bye for now.